and welcome to this exhibition of Tony Hart pastels, portraits and prints. Tony Hart was an extremely well-known television artist that many of us will know from the 1960s right through to the 1990s. We've been very lucky to have been offered a loan of some of his paintings and prints that are still with the family. And I'd just like to pick out 5 of my favourites for you this morning. The first one I'd like to draw your attention to is Little Tiger, which is a charming little cartoon. It was done in ink on slightly dampened paper, so you get this wonderful fuzzy effect. I've been told that Tony Hart always started drawing these little characters with the nose, which he described as being like drawing a wine glass. And I think you can certainly see a little wine glass and forming the nose part there. Right, well now we'll move on to one of Tony Hart's little sidekicks in the 1980s, 90s was the plasticine character Morph. And this was created by Aardman Animations, and Morph was associated with Tony Hart for many years. Tony Hart's daughter was presented with this tiny little Tony Morph based on Tony Hart, and made by Chris Entwistle, who's the chief model maker at Aardman Animations. And I think it's a lovely little figure because it captures Tony Hart with a little easel and paintbrushes, as in there with a little cravat on. I'd now like to draw your attention to a very well-known image, the Blue Peter ship. It's perhaps a little known fact that Tony Hart actually designed the ship for the Blue Peter programme I think it was around about 60 years ago now. And at the time he was given the sum of £100 for the design. He did try and ask them if he could have a penny for every time it was shown, but they said, oh, well, the programme may not continue very long, so you're probably better off taking the £100. As I believe Blue Peter is still on the show, on television now, he may well have been better off taking the money for each time it was shown. But it's a very iconic image, and it's one that resonates with many, many people as a memory of their childhood. Although Tony Hart is very well known for the kind of images that he produced on television, using all manner of materials and just encouraging people to have a go at art, he was actually a very accomplished artist in his own right, and he did produce some artwork for his own pleasure. Here we can see a pencil drawing, a tonal study, and a finished watercolour of a workman that he just saw in the street when he was out in Johannesburg. And he did the initial sketches and then worked them up later on, just because he really liked the scene and the way the light was captured, and the haze that was apparent in the street. And I love the way in the final painting you just get the faintest hint of a car in the background. It's not drawn in any great detail, but there's no mistaking what it is just with a few lines. I thought I should also cover one of Tony Hart's portraits because he was very good at capturing likenesses. This is a portrait of his wife Jean, and it was done from a photograph that was taken probably in the 1960s. She's a very beautiful and glamorous lady, and I think the painting has really captured the mood and the colours of the 60s with a slight sense of psychedelia, but it's a really charming portrait.